Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Red with Lieutenant Surge's team was a brutal team run. Let's follow that up with a classic solo run. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of only one Shinx? I'm gonna be honest, I think this is gonna be one of the really hard ones. We're an electric-type first form Pokemon with far lower base stats than that of a first form starter. This is on par with stuff like Pidgey. Our only passable stat is attack, so we might end up as a glass cannon. But, you know, without much of the cannon part. If I level up, I can see a few cool moves here like Swagger and Thunderfang. Nothing that hits too hard, though. Over on the TM move list, I see Thunderbolt. That's a lot stronger than any electric moves we get by level up, and it's more accurate than Thunder. It's special, though, and we're a physical attacker, so I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work out. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. Well, considering the final boss of the game's best Pokemon is a super fast and hard-hitting ground-type Pokemon, and we are a super frail electric type, I think there's a really good chance that we can't even win at level 100. Only one way to find out, though. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Shinx. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Piplup with Shinx so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Piplup so that our rival would have Torterra, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name him Lindsay for Lindsay Dorado, because he's awesome. Thanks to Blue Brew for the suggestion. I've been watching that dude since like 2010, I can't believe I didn't think of that one. Looks like our nature is quiet, that's more special attack and less speed. I think we can make that work. Our ability is a really weird one though, Rivalry. It says that it raises your attack if the foe is the same gender, but that's not really what it does. It raises your power by 25%, not your attack. Also, what it doesn't tell you is that it also lowers your power against the opposite gender by 25%. That could bite us in quite a few fights, quite possibly the majority of fights in the game. Also, weirdly enough, it affects confusion damage, so we actually deal more damage to ourselves when we hit ourselves in confusion. Lindsay is female, so we need to keep in mind that we do extra damage to other female Pokemon and less damage to male ones. I wonder how much of an effect that's going to have on the run, because 25% more or less power is a really big difference. Early travel is pretty normal, obviously. Don't get me wrong, Shinx is crazy weak and frail, but this early in the game, most enemies just aren't that dangerous yet. What I'm worried about, though, is the upcoming Rock Gym. Two of the gym leaders' Pokemon are part ground type, so we can't use electric moves, and they're all rock type, so no normal moves will do much. We might just have to level to 17 so that we can get Bite. I'm not going to be super strong, but it's a lot better than Tackle. So our rival was super easy, but Turtwig took quite a while to take down. He spent the whole fight just buffing his defense, and all of our moves are physical, so it took a while. He was just deliberately wasting my time. Rock Gym right after goes horrible, as I'm sure you expected. Would you look at how little damage my opening crit did? I need to grind this thing to level 17 for Bite, for sure. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. Okay, next try, and we're actually at level 18 due to leveling from fighting trainers in the gym. Geodude went okay, mostly because we got 2 flinches with Bite. Problem was, we couldn't make Onix flinch at all. We were actually slower than him. I'm guessing that's from our bad speed nature. That means that I'm gonna have to level a little bit more. I wonder if we would have won this already if not for how his Pokemon are male, so we're doing less damage. Man, this is brutal. At level 21, I tried a bunch more times, and if I get lucky enough with rock throws missing and getting flinches, then I can beat Onix. But then Cranidos comes out and is faster than us and takes us down. I was hoping he'd be one of the easy ones since we could use Spark. Alright, a few more levels. Okay, at level 23, we are finally starting to do pretty well with Bite doing decent damage. This time we get to Cranidos with half of our health left, and Spark did a great job. That's the early grind out of the way. So next is Commander Mars, then we have to make our way up to the Grass Gym. I'm a little bit worried since Grass resists us. I don't think we're gonna get hit super hard, but if I remember right, they have Leech Seed, and that could shut us down for a while if we're not hitting hard enough. I'm gonna try and get as much experience between here and there as I can. Time for Commander Mars. Zubat was easy, but Purugly was a little bit stronger. Still, we crit real early to take her out, so it was a quick win. Next is the Forest, where we get free heals from Chansey after every fight. Great place to get some last-minute experience, although we're still not great at fighting the grass types in here. The more I think about the grass gym, the more I'm paranoid that Turtwig is going to use stuff like Reflect and Leech Seed. She's got Reflect, right? Not just Light Screen? I can't remember now that I think about it. Well, we're about to find out. Okay, first try was weird. We had this really long war with the Turtwig right at the start, where we paralyzed him and we kept making him flinch over and over, and they just kept using potions on him to heal over and over. It was wild, and eventually we took him down without having any serious problem. The Cherrim right after was a little bit more dangerous because of having that ability where it transforms from Sunny Day, and the Turtwig used Sunny Day earlier in the fight. So again, that took forever too, and we ended up taking a ton of damage during that matchup, to the point that although we took out Cherrim, Roserade came out right after and finished us off, so I'm gonna have to level up a little bit. I think I learn a new move soon, right? Crunch? I think Crunch is coming up. I'll go learn Crunch. 4 levels later, and now we have Crunch, but this still took 13 tries. Turtwig now always opens with Reflect, but on this very lucky attempt, we got 2 defense drops on her with Crunch, and that was enough to overpower her and take her down. Cherrim also went well thanks to her using Safeguard when she should have just hurt us more. Because of that, Roserade couldn't quite finish us off, so we finally got a win. With that down, we have the Galactic Hideout. Jupiter is the boss at the end of this place, and sometimes she can be a little bit of a tanky nightmare. Usually she's not as hard as the grass gym, but I've got stuck here quite a few times before. I might be able to just brute force this though. Yep, looks like we can. Okay, good, because if we had issues there, then the ghost gym would be a nightmare. So we're going ahead to the usually rough ghost gym, but for once I actually feel pretty good about it. We've got a physical move that hits ghosts, and if my hazy memory of their stats is correct, most of her team has low defense. That physical move is Crunch, by the way. Super effective, physical move, dark for some reason, so it should work great. Plus, her whole team is female, if I remember right, so we'll actually finally get that damage bonus from our ability. I'll grab the Shell Bell and then get in there and give it a try. So on the very first try, we have this really unlucky run where we get confused, hit ourselves, and even get crit near the very end by Haunter, and yet we just hardly survived and bit them down with Crunch anyway. Will the rival on our way out of town be that easy though? Now believe it or not, but the fight just outside of town against the rival totally shuts us down. I don't feel like I've lost this fight in a long time. It was all easy until we ran into Garottle. We hardly do any damage to him, and he just spams Withdraw and Razor Leaf to pretty easily take us down. Maybe it's time I learn Return for a slightly stronger move? It doesn't have the defense downs of Crunch, but at least it's stronger. Yeah, this isn't happening. I tried a bunch more times with Return, and it actually does about the same amount of damage. I tried using Swagger, but that hardly helps us either. I think I actually have to grind for this. 5 levels and 5 tries later. So sometimes we can beat Garottle if he either spams Withdraw a lot, or if he just doesn't crit us with Razor Leaf. This time we lucked out, and he actually missed a Razor Leaf, so we took him down. Last was Ponyta, who sometimes can finish us off, but this time we showed up with a lot of health left, so we could just easily hit twice for the win. Next is the Path to Veilstone, where we have a fighting gym to beat. Now, I could spend a few hours in the game corner to get the TM for Thunderbolt, but I might just wait and get it later. Once we have Surf, we can get that TM for free. Plus, if I really needed it that bad, I could probably grind for money against some high money trainers with the Versus Seeker and then convert that into coins. At least then I faint 2 Pidgeys with 1 Rock Throw because I get grinding done at the same time as collecting the money. Anyway, let's try the fighting gym. I won't bother with Thunderbolt until later unless we really end up needing it. Fighting gym time. Meditite at the start was easy, but Lucario makes us faint or brings us really close to it on every attempt. Machoke right after can always easily finish us off if we make it to him. I'm honestly not that worried though. I think with just a few levels, we'd be able to make most of them faint in 1 less hit, and that would make a world of difference. Okay, so this time Meditite goes about the same, but Lucario goes better. We're still slower so we get hit first, but on this try Lucario used Drain Punch 3 times. It was brutal, but we were able to hold on with just enough to knock him out. Last was Machoke, and I figured I was doomed since I only had 33 health left, so I went for Swagger. Machoke used Focus Energy, snapped out a Confusion right away, and then hit us with a powered-up Rock Tomb, and yet, we survived. Not only that, but despite the speed drop, we were still fast enough to act first and take him out. I can't believe how close that was. So we have the water gym coming up, and I'm actually kind of worried. You'd think that it would be easy since we're electric type, but he's got a Quagmire, and that's part ground type, so it might shut us down. I think his only actual ground move is Mud Shot, so 55 power and physical. That might be a real problem, considering Quagsire has a decent amount of health and defense. He's for sure going to get a few chances to use it. I should try and level up on my way. But while I'm on my way, this is a great time to tell you about this episode's sponsor, Chimera. Much like that one youngster trainer in Pokemon Red who likes shorts, I too enjoy shorts. And finally, it's the kind of weather where you can wear shorts again, so if you're looking for a pair, then head on over to Chimera to check out their selection. They've got some wonderful fleece shorts in 7 different colors to stay stylish and cool in. Plus, you already know about their joggers. There's like a 50-50 chance that anytime I'm streaming, I'm wearing these. Super comfortable for around the house. So if you want to support the channel and look good while doing it, hit up the link in the description to go to Chimera and pick up something comfortable and breezy to wear this spring. If you're gonna go pick something up, then make sure to use the promo code Mah-Dry-Bread at checkout to get 10% off your order and let them know that I sent you. Okay, so right before the water gym, we have another rival fight. This fight's kind of brutal for us, since we have all physical moves and our rival starts with Staravia, so our attack is down the whole fight. Really, Gyarados the only dangerous Pokemon. If he uses Withdraw enough, then we can win. But the only time that I took him down was this attempt where he fainted when I had 1 health. We healed back up to 3 with Shell Bell, but then Buizel could just take us down with Quick Attack. Level 52, and we can't beat the rival before the water gym. I'm getting real worried about this run being impossible. 3 levels later, and it's honestly pretty easy. For whatever reason, he just didn't use Withdraw this time, and Razor Leaf never crit us, so we got by with a lot more health, easily one-shotting Buizel at the end. Will this be enough for the water gym? Probably not. Okay, so the first try was insane. Right away, we get outsped by Water Onix and take tons of damage from Waterfall. Then we're not able to one-shot him with Thunderfang, despite the massive level lead and, you know, him being both flying and water. Then he switched to Quagsire, who we easily took out with 2 hits of return, getting lucky and critically hitting on the second one. We needed that. But then Water Onix came back out. That activated Intimidate again, so we lost a second stage of attack. Because of that, we weren't able to make his final Floatzel faint before he took us out. I felt like I was doomed, then like I lucked my way into victory with that crit, and then like I was doomed again. Okay, well, another level or 2, and I should be able to one-shot Water Onix, and that'll make a big difference. So I came back 2 levels later, and every try actually went worse now. Yeah, we don't get hit by Intimidate twice, but without the crit on Quagsire, we actually can't beat him. His Mudshot lowers our speed, so we always end up slower than him at some point and lose as a result. So a couple levels later, and I still wasn't winning, so I decided that I would just brute force it with Swagger and hope he hits himself, when we suddenly crit again and took no damage on Quagsire. That was lucky. Floatzel at the end was surprisingly rough, though. At one point, he used a Hyper Potion, so I thought I'd lose, but I managed to hang on and hardly win. Thunderfang isn't 100 accuracy, by the way, only 95. I say only because I've already had it miss so much. I cannot wait to get Thunderbolt. We've got that special nature too. Thunderbolt might pay off. Next up, we have the first fight with Cyrus, then our rival, and the Steel Gym. Cyrus should be easy. I remember his team being pretty bad against electric types. Our rival, though, that's going to be horrible. He's going to have a fully evolved starter at that point, so I'm expecting to get shut down for a long time. I can get the Thunderbolt TM as soon as I beat Cyrus, but it's not going to help us against our rival thanks to the ground types. Then right after that, we have the Steel Gym, where Byron has a Steel and Ground type Steelix that has Earthquake. Not only can we learn no moves that are strong against Steelix, we only learn moves that are resisted by it. Yet we're going to have to get strong enough to brute force it. I could genuinely see us needing to be level 75 or higher before we can do that. This is going to be awful. Okay, Cyrus was super easy as expected. 2 of his Pokemon are flying types right now, so, went down quick. Ready to go get squashed by our rival? Okay, so I thought I was gonna get squashed by Torterra, but we never even made it to him. We couldn't one-shot Staravia, who lowers our attack with Intimidate. Rapidash did quite a bit of damage to us, and we didn't even come close to beating Heracross. Our level is in the 60s, and we are unbelievably frail. Our stats are abysmal. We're even slower than some of them. We got a special attack nature, so I guess let's go learn Thunderbolt and hope that works. Next try and it starts much better with Staravia going down in 1 Thunderbolt. We even got super lucky against Rapidash, who hit Tail Whip, then missed Takedown, so we still have full health. And despite that, we still easily lose to Heracross. The fact that he's faster than us really isn't good. Alright, grinding. I feel like I haven't shown you guys the grind in a few runs, but I still do usually grind. I think that we're gonna have to move from grinding to rare candy soon though, because the more I think about it, the more I realize just how rough the Steel Gym is gonna be. So we gotta use Return to Brute Force a Steelix. Not only does Steelix resist it, but it's got some of the highest defense of any Pokemon in the game. I think it's in the top 2 or 3. Plus, we do 25% less damage because Byron's Pokemon are male, and it has Earthquake and we're made of tissue paper. We're not even 6 gyms into the game, and we're already level 62. That's pretty rare for a Pokemon challenge. If we can't even get to our rival's ground type yet, then what chance do we stand in the Steel Gym? I'm gonna grind to level 65, and if we still obviously don't stand a chance, then it's time to speed up the grind with rare candies. I want the video to come out this year. Okay, so this try starts amazing with Staravia going down in 1 hit and Rapidash missing Tail Whip and going down before it could land a single move. For the first time, we even beat Heracross. Him dealing less damage without the Tail Whips really helped. As soon as Torterra comes out though, we obviously lose. We took out maybe 1/5 of his health with Return, but then he Leech Seeded us. I tried Swagger, but he just used Razor Leaf and we fainted from Leech Seed. Alright, fire up the Youngster Joey music, it's time to use some rare candies. Level 70! This time we did about 1/4 of his health and damage, and we still just got Leech Seeded right away. We hung on longer and even got him pretty close to fainting, but honestly, Leech Seed is just too much of a problem. Level 75! After 8 tries where we lost to Razor Leaf from critting, we got this one where for some reason, our rival just didn't use Leech Seed on the first turn, so he hardly healed and we won. Wish you would have done that 5 levels earlier, but a win's a win. Oh, I'm not turning off the Youngster Joey music yet, though. We're going into the Steel Gym, and I have 0 confidence. Hey, this random trainer in the Steel Gym had a Steelix, and it was pretty easy. Maybe we stand a chance. I mean, yeah, you fought like an idiot, but let me get my hopes up a little. Okay, good news and bad news. Good news is that his Earthquake doesn't one-shot us. Bad news is that it 2-shots us, and I think we need to hit him like 6 times for a win. This is gonna take a while. Level 80! I was still obviously losing, so I used Swagger to hope a fluke win would happen, and it powered up his Earthquake. Level 85. Even with him hitting himself in confusion, and us landing a critical return, we couldn't make him faint. This isn't even his last Pokemon. Level 90. We just hardly managed to get him to red health, then he finishes us off. This is only the 6th gym. Have we ever needed to be level 90 in the 6th gym in any Pokemon run before? Maybe that Magikarp one I did like 3 years ago. Level 95. We instantly crit to take out half his health, we whittle him down fast, and right when I thought we were about to hit the final move, he used a full restore and easily finished us off before we could deal any serious damage. I'm gonna have to top up to level 100 to stand a chance, but we still might either need a crit or some serious confusion luck. Here's our stats at level 100, by the way. Yeah, only 113 speed. I know we have a bad speed nature, but that is super low. And it's only 154 special attack at level 100. That's horrible. I genuinely think I might not be able to win this run. Some of you math people in the comment section are gonna have to try and figure out what the inherent values of my Pokemon are, because I got all my effort values. I maxed out on them. This Shinx sucks. Okay, Steel Gym at level 100. Yeah, even with our level maxed out, we just keep losing. The damage falls in just such a range that he uses a full restore every time. If I could just crit, I'd win. Honestly, that's probably gonna happen before having perfect confusion luck. I'm gonna just keep trying over and over. Next try, and even without crits, the damage ended up putting him at a sliver again, so he finished us off. Is it possible that there's enough of a damage range that with the right luck, regular returns could finish him off? Roughly a billion tries later, and no, I don't think I can get that to work. Even if I get him to drop into low yellow health, he still uses a full restore. Okay, what if I bought a Silk Scarf to increase our normal damage? Man, even with a Silk Scarf for 20% more normal power, and with a defense drop from Crunch, we still couldn't take down Steelix. He just kept falling into a damage range where he would use a full restore. I think I just have to try this over and over until we land a crit when he's already around half health or below. Many tries later, we finally landed a crit as our third move to take Steelix out. Last was Bastiodon, who went down in 2 hits of Thunderbolt after not even trying to hit us. It's finally over. I was worried for a while that I wasn't going to be able to win this fight. The 6th gym in the game. I had to nearly double our level to win. Alright, so after that I have tons of travel to do. I know what you're probably thinking. If it was that hard to get past the 6th gym, then aren't I obviously gonna lose at the end of the game against Cynthia's Garchomp? Yeah, I probably will, but I at least want to see how far I can make it. Here's why I'm holding out hope though. You know how our ability really made that Steel Gym way harder than it needed to be by making our power 25% lower? Well, if I remember right, Cynthia's team is all female. If so, then we do bonus damage to our whole team. Yeah, Garchomp will be faster than us, but who knows? Maybe we could hang on and deal some serious damage with Return or something. Or maybe Swagger and then Return together could get us the win. For all I know, I won't even make it there because we still have another rival fight left, but at least I should be able to get there easily since we're already level 100. Right? I mean, I hope. No more travel footage for the rest of this run though, since there's no leveling to do and nothing to show you while traveling. The rest of this video is a boss rush, so buckle up. First is the Ice Gym. Now this is a one-shot sweep as you'd probably expect, but you know what's insane? Her level 44 Frostlass is faster than our level 100 Shinx. That blew my mind. I'm gonna be slower than half the Elite Four, aren't I? Am I even gonna get to the Elite Four? Cyrus in the headquarters was also a sweep, although Crobat was obviously faster than us, so we took a hit. It didn't hurt much though, thanks to our insane level lead. The double battle with Mars and Jupiter was actually really close, with us almost fainting a couple of times. In fact, we would have if they just targeted us more rather than our rival's useless Munchlax. Between our ability and our low defense, hitting ourselves in confusion is actually really dangerous. Next is the final Cyrus fight in the Distortion world. Believe it or not, we almost lost this fight. Not only is Weavile faster than us, but he's not a one-shot. I think it's because of the loss of damage due to our ability. Crobat right after messes us up so bad that we were one hit away from fainting. Yeah, we almost lost to the guy who's known for being bad against electric types, but we were just over double the level of his whole team. Our Shinx is that awful. Time for the final gym, the Electric Gym. This was an easy first try with Return. We did lose almost half of our health, but it was just because of them getting lucky with a critical Fire Punch. 9 out of 10 times, we'd have been just fine. And last before the Elite Four is our rival. First try, and Torterra easily two-shots us with Earthquake. Okay, I was kind of expecting that, to be honest. We'll use Swagger a few times. I think if I get him to miss 1 or 2 turns, then the fight will be fine. So I tried the fight a few more times, and yeah, looks like we need to get him to hit himself twice if we want to win, not once. This is gonna take a while. And oh boy, did it! An entire 40 minutes of tries later, and we finally got him to hit himself in confusion twice. Next was Snorlax, who also has Earthquake. So although we could just hardly take him down, Heracross right after takes us out. I literally can't sit and work anymore because of my neck, doctor's orders. I don't even know how I could possibly win this run at this point outside of unbelievably extreme critical hit luck or double team. Actually, to be more accurate, I would need unbelievable luck and double team, since double team requires a ton of luck and time. If I sat here and used double team until I won, I don't think I'd be able to work for days with the state my neck is in. Would I even get past Bertha after? Even with double team? Honestly, probably not. I think it's time to call this challenge a loss and move on. That was brutal. Like, I knew coming into this one that it was gonna be a hard one, but I didn't think it would be so hard that I didn't even make it to the Elite Four. Is this the earliest I've ever failed a run? That might make it the hardest run I've done, right? I mean, if it's the earliest I've ever failed a run, then I guess it's probably the hardest. I'm not counting the Eevee in Pokemon Red one. I did technically fail that one because I'm dumb and didn't realize you could use Bite on ghost types in Gen 1. But you know, the next video in the playlist was me literally explaining that. Now I know that. So yeah, I failed that one earlier, but I could have succeeded in that one with the knowledge that I have now. With the knowledge I have now, could I succeed in this one? Maybe if you give me 3 straight weeks of non-stop playing the fight over and over, then yes, I could luck my way through the fight. But that is, maybe that's a job for a tool-assisted run or something, not something that I do. Anyway, I really hope you guys like that run. The next challenge is gonna be a Bethesda one, and I'm not totally sure on what one yet. I've got a few ideas in mind. There's one I really want to do that I've had written down for like a year in Elder Scrolls Oblivion that sounds like a really stupid, funny one. And I don't know if it'll really work out at all. For all I know, I'm going to get like 10 minutes into the challenge and it's already going to be impossible because it's such a stupid idea. But I've been really wanting to try it for a long time, and I think I'm going to just go for it. Normally, I would tell you in the outro what that next challenge is going to be. I'm gonna keep it as a surprise this time, because like if it fails immediately, then maybe I'll just make it as a fun side segment in a different run. I don't know. We'll see how things play out once I get to play that run. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. And then I do the part where I ad-lib a bit, but I guess I kind of did that early this time, didn't I? Yeah, I kind of did. Oh, that's really good coffee. You don't want to hear me talk about my coffee. Probably. It's a good coffee. I made it myself, thank you. I'd love to make you one too, but you're not here. So, that's kind of hard. I'm gonna go edit this voiceover now. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.